Sabi, losing your neck, your body, stretch like we do Pilates. My ex still like me, the rest they like me. Sabi, losing your neck, your body, stretch like we do Pilates. My ex still like me, the rest they like me.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is another episode of Fire Breathing Rob. Please like and subscribe to our videos. If you're listening to us on another platform, thanks so much. We have the lovely and talented Athena Dawson back up for the second time, as well like the first time. So, Athena, thanks so much for coming back. Really appreciate the time tonight.
Of course, I appreciate you having me.
And what the viewers don't know is you were supposed to be on earlier today. I had some issues with my computer, so I thank her again for being flexible as she is in trying to make this work. So let's rock and roll right into the interview. You did go home to Massachusetts. It's obviously, and me being from Rhode Island originally, I have friends, I have family up there, and they told me how different the virus is. Down here, it's scary as hell with people acting crazy. Up there, it's a little bit more contained. Can you speak a little bit about, the difference of down here to up there, and then we'll go into the gym aspect of it?
It's so funny you say that because you're right. It is considered scarier down here in Florida because of the higher rate. But when I'm up in Boston, even though it's more contained, it feels scarier up there because of the insane precautions. Like as soon as I landed, it's the first thing you hear on the radio. It's the first thing that's on the news. It's like in Florida, you almost forget that it's happening because people are so lenient about it. While in Boston, everywhere you went, it was just everywhere. It was consuming you. Which might be one of the reasons why they haven't under controlled so much, because just the concept of it is everywhere.
Well, the thing, and we'll dive into the gym, like I said, in just a second, but going into what you said, it's great that it's up there as contained because we know there was so many issues in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, Connecticut, and all those states kind of run together. So that's why all those cases went up in general. Have you heard about anybody doing crazy stuff like that go to UCF, or even friends that you have out of UCF that are really not even taking any precautions, period?
Yeah, definitely. There are people that assume that they're invincible, and it's funny because I hate to say it, but I was one of those people. In March, right before the virus broke out, I went on my spring break cruise. It was out of the country, and as soon as we got back, that's when everything shut down. We had no idea how serious it was, and we were out of the country for 10 days. So we came back, we had no food or anything, and we were both sick, so sick. But this was at the beginning where everyone was freaking out, and you couldn't just get tested like you can now. You had to have 104 fever in order to go in. So her and I, we were both super sick, but we didn't have a 104 fever. And we didn't have any food either, so we were stuck. We didn't know what to do. Granted, we had a friend drop off everything we needed, and we kind of just rode the storm and waited it out. We self-quarantined for 2 weeks, took all the precautions. But after that was over with, I just assumed I already had it and went on out, not really realizing and understanding that, by me wearing a mask, it's not because I'm afraid of being sick, but rather we have to be considerate of everyone else. So now going forward, I may have already had it, but I'm just going to treat it as if I didn't have it, just for the well-being of others.
So you taking precautions in the gym now, wearing the mask? Are you worried in general in the gym? Because we see that, and I've done this too when I've been in the gym. Sometimes you don't always wipe down the machine. Sometimes you may be preoccupied with your music. Maybe somebody walks by, you may say hi to them, walk away. Are you worried about that too? What are you worried about in the gym?
It's unfortunate because, of course, you are responsible for yourself and the cautions you take for yourself and others. But at the same time, you have to be looking out for people not being considerate. And that's why I actually have 2 gym memberships now. One of the gym memberships I have is super crowded, full of younger people like myself, right? But at the same time, you know, those type of people are the ones that are being a little bit more risky. So when I go to the gym and it's super crowded, that's when I will wear my mask. That's when I'll kind of find my own spot and dictate it and close it out and just reserve it just for me kind of thing.
Yeah.
I always bring my fanny packs. You'll see it in my pictures. I always have a fanny pack, and in there I keep my hand sanitizer. I keep my wipes. Sometimes I would keep gloves if I'm going a little bit crazy on that. But you know, working out in a mask is very tricky. I don't complete all my workouts in it. Normally I take it off as soon as I get there.
You know, I'll tell you what, though, I feel like it helps your, it really, I should say helps, but I feel like it trains you how to breathe better. Because,
Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, I guess.
well, I don't know if it's a good idea, but like when I started trying to ride the bike with the mask, and it's hard, man. It's hard as hell to do that, especially if you're going up a hill and you're, you know, breathing pretty damn heavy. You sound like you're really out of shape because you're breathing into the mask, and that air is not going out.
Yeah.
Staying in, you're breathing that hot air. So it gets hard, but as you keep doing it, like any kind of thing that you do, you learn it. And I feel like it's, you know, gotten, you know, a lot easier. I mean, yes, there's times where if I do it at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon where it's 95, 100 degrees, yes, I might pass the hell out. But with that, I'm not going to do it like that. I may do it at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's fine. So I just feel like it's a tactic that I feel like, you know, is good in a way that it helps you learn how to breathe in different sort of situations. I don't know. That's just the way I think of it if I'm doing it. So
Definitely a good insight. I would have never thought of it. But speaking of breathing, at work, I always sneak mint leaves in my mask because it smells.
Right.
I love mint leaves, right? So if you put it in, I feel like it just smells fresher, and I actually look forward to every breath as opposed to when I'm not wearing a mask. The worst, like I need to make sure that I brush my teeth and use some mouthwash real good before I ever put it on, because the last thing you want to do is eat like something with onions and garlic and then wear a mask all day. There's no way.
What workouts would you recommend for people that, you know, may have taken a little bit of time off from the gym, or maybe they had to quit their gym in general because they do have some health issues and they're scared to go in gyms?
Well, slowly is the key word, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, especially like myself, I hate to say it, but I don't like it when my ego gets the best of me, especially when you went a few months without working out. You're not going to be able to go for your squat PR again. You know what I mean? You just need to accept that you took time off. You're going to take it slow. I would highly recommend bringing like a little workout notebook and jot your numbers so that you know where you're at and you could just slowly climb back at it. You shouldn't jump at it all at once because you've spent so much time building the muscles that you have now, and you could get an injury and ruin it all in a second. It's not worth it. You know, you just need to work smart.
Can you bring the viewers up to date about what's going on with you as far as new things?
Yeah, totally. So right now, actually, let me jump back a little bit. During quarantine, you know, everyone was going around stressing the importance of picking up a new skill or doing something that you normally wouldn't do during this time off. And for me, mine was to get my NASM certification. A NASM certification is basically what you need to be a personal trainer. So it teaches you all the basics when it comes to training and nutrition. It's pretty expensive and it takes a long time, unfortunately, but luckily I'm a little over halfway done, which is super exciting. I've been able to apply all that knowledge on my Instagram and all that fun stuff. And with that, going forward, I'll have my certification. I'll be starting and going into coaching. I'm going to start working with gyms. I haven't really narrowed it down yet, but I'm enjoying the process as I'm going along with it. And other than the certifications, when it comes to side gigs too, I'm a business major, right? Or I was a business major. So I use the business element of my platform quite often. I charge 1% per following base. So if I have 11.3 followers right now, I would charge $110 per post or stories. And if you look, I do not an absurd amount of advertising, but I do a few advertisements like a few times a week. So a few times a week for a month, that's enough for rent. Works out.
Mm-hmm. Have you been contacted by any organizations to kind of work with them, or you kind of just are more focused on passing that test, and then we'll move on to the next realm when after that happens, rather?
A lot of people do reach out, and for other viewers that are listening right now with small following, and when I say small, I mean anything under 10K, right? You could still get a lot of opportunities without a huge following base. You don't need 100,000 followers to make money. I don't have near as much, and I'm still working with what I have. Companies work out with you, but you need to understand your potential, and you don't want to give in to every opportunity that comes your way. As for me, I'm very, very selective. I only want to advertise companies and products that I agree with and I'm passionate about, and that's really what I do. I never accept something that I don't believe in, kind of thing. And your followers see that, they already have this relationship with you. They're going to know if something's bull, you know what I mean? Yeah. But out of everything I get, I really do like it, and I have a lot of fun with it as well.
Sorry to interrupt you before, but you are training people still, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how is that working with, do you have any people that you train that are wearing masks, or are you training people? Because I remember last time we spoke and you were working out because gyms were closed, you had, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you did have a group of people that you worked out with outside, correct? Because I remember.
Yeah, and now I'm not doing the in-person training anymore.
Okay.
The gyms I'm with right now, you can't do third-party stuff like that. Right. So it's all online through online coaching and stuff like that. And I just make programs based on, again, what their goals are. If they have endurance goals, then I'm going to create a program completely different than someone who's trying to build muscle and strength.
Are you training people mostly around Orlando or outside?
I'd say mostly around Orlando. It's
I figured.
Through connections through the gym kind of thing.
What advice would you give to a woman and men that are in the fitness field that, whether they're, in their teens, they're in college, but, do have that interest in fitness and do want to get into this field, but maybe they're just not, they don't have that person that's, given that direction, and maybe you could be that person with this advice. What advice would you give them?
I don't think there's anything more important than the well-being mentally and physically of others. And if you already hold the dedication to live an active, fit lifestyle, you're already in the top percent, right? And people already look up to you. You already have your own platform. So knowing this, you're impactful, you're powerful, and you should take the opportunity to learn as much as you can and be credible, not only to help yourself and your own goals, but because people are watching you. And you have the opportunity to teach everyone else. So if you are really passionate about it, and if you think that you have a good voice that could help others, then I would just dive right into it. The website gives you everything you need. You don't even need an ASM certification off the bat. There are a lot of resources out there that could help you, but I believe that further down the line, certifications are definitely very important as it makes you credible.
Athena Dawson here on Fire Breathing Rob. Athena, can you end the interview and talk about what your Instagram is like, what you focus on there?
Of course. So my Instagram is Athena Fitness with 3 S's, and I started it when I started my fitness journey, which was my freshman year of college. And it was just for fun, but it turned into something so much more than that. My account is what keeps me accountable, and knowing that I have an impact and a voice and the opportunity, again, to help so many people is why I'm so consistent with it every single day. I do a range of posts. I do supplement Saturdays where I go over different types of supplements that are my favorite, what you should take, what you should avoid. I have the workout videos. I do a lot of, sometimes it's more laid back and easy. I do fitness would you rathers, my pre-workout scoops. I film on my cheat days, stuff like that. I am also, once I finish completing my NASM, I will be expanding my online coaching onto my Instagram. But before that, I'm going to be choosing 6 people to win an opportunity to get 4 weeks of coaching free with me. I'll expand on that once I launch it in about a week. That's like $150 value. So I'm super excited to bring that along on that table with me.
4 weeks is $150? That's cheap.
Yeah, right. I mean, you see people out there. It's true. Like even, personal training sessions in the gym, it's insane how much people pay for that. And when it comes to actually making an online plan, your macros, your nutrition's calculated, your workouts are all put down there. I film the workouts so you know what you're doing. I'm there 24/7. It's a full-time job and I love doing it. And I think that I really am able to make a difference.
Cook it, I'm cuckoo if you ask them. Rule about casting, happy never lasting. Cruising 99, a roll to be on, trying to push your clothes on. Say my name to say no roll call. Out of shower, she don't even put a robe on. At first, this was a slow song, had to bring it back, try to hold on, right? They do you wrong, but let me get it right. Know they playing games, but you with this in the shots, you know they hate.